What's going on, guys? Gabe here, bringing you another video, and today we are back in Beyond You by Hexvex. It's gotten a new update. Hopefully it saved my progress. If it didn't, I'll just cut to where we were. But I really enjoyed this game. I don't know about you guys. I mean, the first one I uploaded, even though my mic wasn't working, it did really well. So hopefully this one will do well too. How'd you like that new intro though? Pretty sweet, right? Me dancing is not going to be in it every time, just that beginning part, but let's get right into it. Alright, so we're here at our first major option. I don't remember this from the original game, and as you can see, Hex has updated the backgrounds to be an actual school, so that is amazing. But here we go. Do we want to do chemistry, biology, psychology, or a mix? But not this mixed. Leave in the comments which one you would pick. I'm going to go with biology. I know, I chose biology too. I mean, okay, I think from here we can skip because it's probably going to be the same. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I remember this. We can choose follower. I forgot that happened. This is upsetting. Stop. I want to stop skipping. That's what I want to do. I don't want to skip this. Leave her. Yumi. Okay. So, do you like science? Yumi shook her head. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Yumi was mute. Any particular reason you don't enjoy it? Yumi shook her head again. Are you shaking your head at everything I say? Yumi smirked and shook her head. Okay, last time we figured out Kano is like kind of evil, I guess you could say, because we looked at the files. I'm gonna talk to Kano, even though she's evil. I don't know why your friend. Oh wait, hold on. I don't know why your friend hates me so much. She doesn't hate you. Oh well, if she likes me, she has a weird way of showing it. I promise. She's usually way nicer with new people. It's kind of rude to blame us for being late, though. If she turned up on time, we would have picked our own group. Besides, we're cool as heck. She should be thankful to be with us. Talk to Aiko. Sorry about... Oh, wait, that's me. Sorry about Haruka. I get it. It's hard for people to adjust. It's not as if we were thrilled to find out she'd have a change in schools in our final year. I'm grateful that few people were injured. Oh, what the heck? I accidentally just skipped some text. I get it. It's hard for people to adjust. It's not as if we were thrilled to find out she'd have to change school. It's not as if we were thrilled to find out she'd have to change. Okay, yeah. I'm grateful that few people were injured. That few people... Oh, wait. I went back. Okay. People got injured in the fire? I'd rather not get into that. Oh, right, of course, sorry. No need to apologize. I'm just happy to be here. As the other girls left, Haruka made her way back in. She seemed to have thought better than to leave school. I didn't want to have to chase her across the city. Unfortunately, she didn't seem any happier. You okay? You okay? I go, you okay? Haruka nodded, her arms crossed and her head turned away. She seemed quieter and her eyes looked raw. If she'd been crying, she'd done her best to disguise it. Class is almost over. I know, sorry. You don't have to apologize to me, Haruka. I think we might have already seen this, but I'm just going to do a little recap because it's been a while since we played and there might be something or things different. We'll handle the others later. Don't worry about today. It's over now anyway. Or I could speak for her that the bell rang. I knew this was gonna happen, them coming here. Oh wait, this is Haruka. Oh gosh, what voice did I do for her? I'll just do a little bit of a higher pitch. That might have been Aiko's voice, but whatever. I just thought we'd be lucky enough to escape them, you know? Escape them? I laughed, head cocked to the side. Make it sound like they're chasing us down. It feels like it. It's like I'm backed into a corner and it's kill or be killed. It's a high school science class, not a death match. You never know. Come on. If we're late to the next class, they might barter us off to strangers. The other girls filed out off to whatever class they had next. I might see them, I might not. It depended on what electives they chose. For being only the first class of the day, I felt wiped out. Oh wait, when's the scene coming in with the staticky thing? The person that was like not one of the actual characters? Who would have thought an introductory class of science would be so challenging? How was I going to balance all these girls at once? One thing was for sure, I had my work cut out for me. As long as I could get them to agree on one thing, it'd be smooth sailing. But what would that one thing be? It's never that this might be it. Yeah, here it is. You think that you're helping them, that you can force them to be friends or get along. Dude, this is such a well-made game. Hex, you are amazing. You are really good at making games. Please continue this. If this isn't the full release, please. This is so good. There's nothing to be saved here. Those girls were never meant to be together. Oh, I need to save, don't I? There's nothing to fix, no friendships to mend. It's all in your head. Move on. It's the only way. You were given a limbic system to drive you towards the satisfaction and safety that you crave. Evolution saw fit to instill that wad of nerves, so it stands to reason that you should trust it. When you get uneasy, you leave. You preserve your ability to continue your genetic line, and you do so with absolute selfishness. There's no shame in that. It's what you're made to be. This begs the question, why forsake the one of the cruelest tricks played on humankind? Why ignore instincts of preservation or of satisfaction in the interest of... Well, let's start with an easier question. Why are you trying to play God? Oh. Huh? Choose an app? Oh yeah, I remember this. There's the cat? Or... I'm going with the cat. You've been added by... Ooh, Magic Aiko. Ooh, to a new room. Hello? Great. A group chat already? Great. Great. And yes, I thought it'd be best to keep in touch. Okay, are we gonna agree on a project direction or what? That would be better established in person. I merely wanted to foster a sense of interpersonal connections. That's Aiko speak for Let's Be Friends. We are slated to be working closely together on this upcoming year, and as such, I'm inclined to get to know you all individually. So friendship building? Okay, well, Haruka, we're friends now. Aiko said so. I don't do stuff because some on E tells me to. You, without question, do what I tell you to do. Most of the time, anyway. Yeah, but we friends. Hi, I'm also in this chat, but I'm terrified of Haruka. Oh, it's so scary. Please protect me, Aiko. Oh. I agree with Yumi. Oh, it's so scary. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Can you not be so weird? If we're gonna work together, thanks. Maybe... oh gosh, I forgot her voice. Maybe we can use all proper spelling and grammar so I can understand what's being said. This is how I talk now, ooh. Same ooh is to make Haruka uncomfy. Yeah, that. I'm so confused. Can we type normally now? So this is about where it ended last time. Oh, it's no fun if it's just Kana and I. Wow, see if I help you again ever. Ah, okay. I'll tlack proper. I'll talk. Thank you, Haruka, for trying. All I wanted to do was ask what subjects we're all interested in and interested in focusing on. Given how informal the school is treating this, it's on us to make the most of it. Is archery a subject? Yumi. That's not the sort of subject we're discussing. For example, I want to focus my time on biology. I assume Kana wants to focus on social sciences like psychology. I like chemistry. Which leaves Gabe and Yumi to decide on their focus. I don't know. I'll probably just do whatever. I guess I'll think on it. Consider it this way. We have to split up into pairs, so if you're set on being with Haruka, focus on chemistry. However, I recommend against doing a subject purely because your friend is. Make sure it's something you enjoy. Or do the same subject as your friend and look pathetic until they help you. That's why I did science this year. Hi, Gabe. Wait, Yumi, please tell me you didn't decide to pursue science because of me. Wow, can you spell arrogant? Arrogant. She obviously wanted to study science to be here with me because I'm the coolest one here, SMH. Wait, why is Yumi's name a chair? I do archery. A chair sounds like almost the same. See the comedy? A chair, Yumi. I thought it was funny. I think it's clever. Like when Kana had Kitakana when she cosplayed as Catgirl. It matched up cleverly. Yeah, I know I'm freaking adorable. Now, unless we have further discussion on the topic of work dispersion, I have research to do. I really doubt the way they split the classes up is legal. Hey, people, I'm sorry about today. Not that I did anything wrong. Wow, that is sweet. Thank you for such a genuine and kind apology for your rancid behavior. So touching. Why am I crying in the club right now? Whatever. Good night. Wow, they changed the rooms and everything. That's so cool. It was morning, but my alarm hadn't gone off yet. With lazy movements, I slid out of bed and grabbed my robe. Wakey, wakey. I rubbed my face with my hands, teeth grit. Why are you here so early? I want to get to school early so we can work out a strategy. We might even be able to switch groups around. We can't change our group around. A thud against the door sounded. I could only assume Haruka had slapped the door. Don't be so negative. I'm sure we can convince someone to change, or force them. Haruka, you need to let this go. We're working with them. You might as well get used to it. Silence followed my words, and I took time to get dressed. It didn't take long, though I would miss those extra 30 minutes of sleep. Once dressed, I opened the door and nearly ran into Haruka. She looked at me once, then turned on her heel to walk down the stairs. I followed quietly, not wanting to argue. After a brief breakfast of toast and some juice, we were out the door. My house was silent, and neither of us spoke. That and my parents were asleep. How did Haruka even get in? We had a spare key, and she'd seen me use it before. I'm pretty sure she had anyway. The walk to school was starkly different than yesterday. We'd raced like kids then and made jokes. Now I was in step with Haruka, who hadn't said a word since the hallway. I should reassure her. The silence had become overbearing, and so I nudged her with my elbow. You're my best friend, Haruka. Some group of girls turning up ain't gonna change that. Haruka dipped her head away as if to disguise her face. What if they like you more than they like me? It'd be easy for you to just... She trailed off, her arms crossed against the autumn weather. Just what? I leaned to see her face better, though that didn't do much. I straightened up, a frown on my face. How about I'll try today, just to be nice. It's a start. What if they get grabby with you? Haruka didn't continue her statement as though she did punch her fist for effect. I laughed, my brows angled in confusion. My hero. It's usually Princess who gets saved, but I guess you can be a prince. We arrived at school earlier than necessary thanks to Haruka's nerves. At least she'd given up on trying to change groups. I hadn't seen the other girls in my other classes, though I knew they must be around. I was too overwhelmed with the pressure of performing well in each class. We didn't have science until the afternoon, and the day went by in what felt like seconds. Haruka and I turned up to science with a few minutes to spare, eager to make up for the lateness the previous day. I saw Aiko, though the other girls weren't there yet. Oh, hello, Gabe. Hey, Aiko. She had several sheets of paper in front of her, splayed across the desk. Oh, could someone tell me if her name is pronounced Aiko or Aiko? Because I don't know. Doing some reading? Club application forms? I'm not sure. I don't think your school requires formal applications for clubs. No, usually you just say hello to someone from the club and go from there. Forms only happen if they're outside of school for events. I'm not so used to this. It's still good that you want to join a club. Aiko nodded, her hands clapped in front of her. I thought it'd be a wise move, given schools prefer people who are socially active. Are neither of you going to join a club? We don't do clubs. Why not? Because Because we just don't. I'm not going to force you into one, but they are worth considering. I took my seat next to the window and watched as the other girls filed in. Kana and Yumi offered greetings in the form of a wave each. Others began to file into the room, talking amongst themselves. I couldn't tell what was being said, as people looked as confused as I felt. With the disjointed nature of the groups, I had to wonder what exactly would happen with our class. Before I could say anything, Mr. Saito entered. The room fell silent, and he began to set up for whatever presentation he had organized. Given that we'd had our science classes mixed into one, yeah, this was going to be a mess. The curriculum for this year will be broken down into sections. Additional specific classes will be offered as lectures. As such, choose your focus carefully. Whatever you decide will change your located lectures. I frowned, unsure what to make of this. It sounded like they were going to run our senior science classes like a college. No doubt it was because of the change in class size. The school had gained all those students from Minami. Whatever, as long as I was able to maintain my grades, it didn't matter how the information was delivered. This first week will be spent on a topic, external to the main topics. As such, consider this a getting to know you sort of week. It will be graded, however, so don't think it's time to slack off. Haruka shot me a smile, accompanied by a thumbs up. I had to smile in return, at least thankful she was in better spirits. The class began to separate into their groups, which meant it was the moment of truth. Hey, so, I'm just like, sorry, I guess. But I'm not even that sorry. What the heck is that? I think an apology, but it's okay. No, really. It's okay, really. No apology needed. Haruka just, like, stopped. Her text just stopped. Hold on, is there... Whatever. Yumi rolled her eyes, her hands in motion, though only Aiko reacted to push Yumi's hands down. Yumi signed something else, and the pair kicked into conversation, both of their hands shifting in ways I couldn't understand. Aiko looked annoyed, though, and Yumi smiled. It was an apology, yeah. Oh, wait, it was an apology, yeah. We're a group, and I want to get through this year, you know? I'd still be with the other girls no matter who I chose to work with. But they'd be the ones I'd be working closest with. I had to rely on them to make the right choices. And I had to hope they were focused on the same avenue of study, that is. Study was still the most important thing to me. I'd done so well in school, even before the craziness. One mixed-up science class couldn't ruin everything I worked for. Could it? I think it'd be the easiest if Haruka and I worked together. Well, duh. Who else would you have picked? We'll see you guys later. Bye. Will the three of you be... will you three be okay in here? We will manage, I promise. Thank God I didn't have to work with her. Oh, she's not that bad. Wait. Hold on. Who was talking there? Oh, it's Kana, sorry. Oh, she's not that bad. Plus, we're still a group. Yumi made a face as if she was unhappy with the arrangement. She didn't seem serious, though. Gabe! I already checked. It's some dumb, boring worksheet on how to not set yourself on fire. It's still work. Yeah, but it's easy work. Step 1, don't touch the burnies. I roll my eyes, able to recall a dozen times where Haruka did, in fact, touch the burnies. It was any wonder she had survived this long with her lack of survival instincts. Okay, here. She slapped down a pair of crumpled pieces of paper. She'd had them for less than a minute, and they were already dog-eared and crumpled. Answer 1 is, don't make the fire super hot. I took a seat, blinking at her answer. I looked over the information and found she wasn't completely wrong. A surprise, really. It's about the color of the fire. Just don't leave it unattended, or on the blue flame if you're not working with it. Yeah, so, not hot burnies, fire bad. Was that a sentence? Yeah? I exhaled, leaning back in my seat. Haruka sat down next to me, one foot tucked beneath her thigh. She kept pushing her skirt to keep it from riding up, and I had to stare at the ceiling. Why not sit normally? Don't seat shame me! You're in a skirt, it just seems annoying to sit like that. So now I'm annoying? I didn't say you were annoying. But you thought it. I'm not. Not happy with me? Well, fine. Go pick one of the other girls if I'm such a burden. Oh, gosh. Oh. I didn't even want to work with you anyway. That's not what I said. Oh, wait. I just read that. That was me. That was me. I just read it in her voice. Whatever. I turned around to see Mr. Saito glaring at us as if he anticipated problems. Maybe that was why he put us in such a large group, hopeful to split us up. Haruka caught on that her melodrama had been noticed by Mr. Saito. Haruka pouted, her brow furrowed as she tore at the edges of the paper. She mumbled to herself as though I couldn't make out the words. Stop being a child. I chose you, didn't I? Wait. Don't you mean chose? You get what I meant. Oh, that was okay. Haruka tapped her foot, the one on the floor, her chin tucked down against her chest. She looked ready to cry, but I hadn't done anything to push the problems. It was all in her head, wasn't it? We're partners in crime and in science. Yeah, in chemistry, right? My partner in all things. You're my partner in all things. Really? You'll always be my partner, Haruka. You won't get rid of me so easily. That was true. Haruka and I had balanced one another out. Maybe that's how she'd survived so long. She'd taken my answer sheet and begun to transcribe it onto her own. It's group work. She waved her hand at me when I tried to slide my paper back over. I didn't try very hard. I had the reach. It'd be easy to grab the paper off her. She's so short and her arms are just as tiny. Instead, I watched as she copied my work, her tongue poking out the corner of her mouth as she's concentrated. I still didn't know why she'd decided to do any sort of science. She was more suited to sports or theater. It was sad to see her so out of her element. It only made her more insecure and defensive. The other girls made that defensiveness just even worse. I'd never seen her be jealous. That might be what this all was, jealousy. Hey, Haruka? Huh? You aren't jealous of the other girls, are you? You have no reason to be. You're my best friend. It's not that. I don't want to talk about it here. There's too many people. Haruka gestured to the room around us and then behind us. She had a point. There were a few dozen other people around us. It didn't make for the best place to have a deep discussion. Behind us, I could hear the other half of our group's locked-in discussion about the lab rules. I had to wonder how we'd be expected to reconvene into a group of 5, but whatever. I was with Haruka right now. We can talk about it later then. My point is, I care about you, I chose you, and that's the end of it. Haruka opened her mouth but closed it a moment later. Instead of arguing, she resumed to copy my work. Or she resumed, not reassumed. She mouthed along as she wrote, her tongue poking out either side of her mouth when she stopped to review her work. It was a good thing I'd already finished my work, otherwise this would be distracting. As if she noticed me staring, she didn't say anything. It was a strange sight to have Haruka diligent with her work. She really paid attention, but this was just copying. It was the easiest sort of work to do, and perhaps on her best behavior to make up for yesterday. I sent a cautious look around the room at the other pairs. They were all friends like Haruka and I, or couples. Funny how people paired off towards the end of school. Some were obvious with how close they sat. Others were more like siblings, arguing or gesturing wildly. I smiled as I looked back to Haruka. I wondered how Haruka and I must look to other people. Were we more like friends, or... Hey Gabe, you spelled extinguisher wrong. What? Yeah, see here? Haruka pointed her finger at the word extinguisher. As I leaned back to check, she flicked me on the nose. Haruka! Haruka began giggling wildly, her hands covering her mouth as she tried to dampen the sound. Very funny. I laughed in a sarcastic way. He halted and harsh. That didn't stop Haruka from relishing my annoyance. It was as if she enjoyed my anger. Whether by poor timing or her stunt had invited it, Mr. Saito walked over. Collect your work, you'll be comparing with the rest of your group. Tomorrow will be a case study, so a step towards practical. I need to be sure I can trust you to work within this space given the number of students, so don't disappoint me. I wish that day one of actual classes had been a little more exciting. Not that time with Haruka was ever dull. She refused to live such a life, always eager to be the center of attention. She stuck her tongue out at me before jumping up, a wink shot my way to match. And she's gone again. I feel like I'm always chasing her. Ah, my thumb needs to pop. Ah. Given that this was the last class for the day, that meant it was time for Haruka and I to walk home together. We had a routine, which involved us meeting at the front gate of the school. Our locker assignments had been further apart this year. The quiet was good. It gave me time to think about the changes this year. I had to wonder what Haruka wanted to talk to me about in class. Excuse me, Gabe? Who is that? Who are you? Who's that? A girl approached me same year and I recognized her. Hey, Isla. While Haruka was my only friend at school, Isla was a... Well, I'm not sure what we are, but we're on good terms. She was too busy with being class president in her studies, and we fought over that often. She's the closest thing I had to a competition for top student, and that was enough to put an end to us. She's quiet right now anyway, but she's rarely quiet for long. I need to talk to you. We're talking right now, aren't we? Privately. She sounded nervous when she clarified she wanted to speak in private. Before I can answer either way, she grabbed me by the hand. We both got long limbs and height, so the attempt to control is messy at best. Thumbnail time. Oh, wrong thing. Can I not? Oh, whatever. I still let her guide me, even though she's not got much into the way of control. Hold on, I'm gonna do that. Thumbnail. I still let her guide me, even though she's not got much in the way of control. Isla seemed to have somewhere in mind, though she didn't say as much. Instead, we rushed towards the school and into the closet, the closest building, the library. It was ghostly quiet without the usual rustle of papers and the clack of keyboards. No one was in here. Not much use for the library, given it was after hours and only the second day of classes. Besides, most people use the internet. I stepped further inside, gawking at the eerie quiet of the disused library. The air was stale and still. I haven't seen you in ages. Not since last year. You could have visited. And you could have visited me. That's not what I needed to talk to you about. I don't want to fight. I actually had a favor I wanted to ask of you. A favor? This is important and it has to stay between us, okay? Just say what you need, Isla. Being cryptic doesn't help your case. It's about Manami's school, the fire, more specifically. I stared at Isla, unsure what she could possibly mean, or rather what she wanted from me. I've been asked to keep an eye on some of the girls from that school. The ones you were partnered with. I know the school burned down, yeah, but why keep an eye on them? There's more to it. I just don't know if I can tell you about it. Well, Isla heaved a sigh, more relaxed now that we were alone. It started during the holidays. I was given a role of class president. She flashed a hand toward her chest and at the pen on her blazer. I wasn't unsure how her role as class president affected the fire, but I listened. I crossed my arms over my chest and tipped my head. I was asked to come to the campus the week before school started. I thought it was about my duties to the school, or maybe they wanted to take photos. I scoffed, unable to keep that quiet. She smiled in spite of herself. They do that for the purposes of staff or the yearbook. In any case, it was a private concern, but someone within the school. They were worried about the students who transferred here. Not all of them, and to be honest, I think it's just paranoia. They think one of the girls started the fire at the school. Canna. I'm calling it. It was Canna. More specific. Boom! I knew it! More specifically, they believe Canna was responsible. They don't have any proof on this, just a speculation. I narrowed my eyes at Isla, unsure what to even ask of her. Oops. There we go. Kanna had seemed the most upset about the school burning down, as did Aiko. Kanna was seen talking to herself often in strange parts of the school. She's not hurt anyone that they know of, but she's been put into therapy multiple times since childhood. I wave a hand at Isla, my defense is raised. Just because someone goes to therapy doesn't mean they're a danger to anyone. I'm just telling you what they told me for the sake of context. And I wanted to ask you if you'd been able to work more closely with Kanna to keep an eye on her for me. Aiko was a top student like us, so she'd have no reason to attack the school. As for Yumi, she's not smart enough to pull something like that off. I don't know about that. She's gotten this far through her sports achievements. She'd be the first to admit that. That's what they told me in any case. Why not have Haruka keep an eye on her? She's in a group with her too. Do you really think Haruka can be trusted with something like this? She'd probably lie and say they all did it. Isla huffs, her bangs ruffling with the whoosh of air. Besides, when has Haruka ever listened to me? She's never liked me, not since you and I, Look, I wouldn't ask you to do this if it wasn't important. And like I said, chances are that this isn't even true. But I'm working with someone else. Then change. I don't care how you do it. Make it happen. Once they find out who the culprit was, you can change back. But for now, this is beyond me or you. Beyond you! I need to understand that. Okay, I think this might be just the game trying to get us to work with the other girls. I don't know if I want to do that, because I feel like that's the wrong option here. I don't know. Just think about it. You want to keep Haruka safe, don't you? Do the right thing. I'll check in with you to see what you find out, and feel free to text me. We should do coffee again soon. That more threatening than anything else. I feel weird to not acknowledge that we'd gone on a few dates, but we both got too busy with school for that. She danced around it, but it was one kiss too. It felt so long ago, and I'm not about to chase her down. Seems I have plenty on my plate already. And why would that duty fall on me? To be honest, it's almost sounded like Isla was jealous. She ended up in the other science class. If they wanted Isla to keep an eye on Kanna, why wouldn't they have put them in the same class? That's a good point. And she expected me to drop whoever I was working with or Kanna, or she made Kanna out to be an arsonist. Either way you cut it, it doesn't sound that reliable. And it seemed like something the police would handle, not me. That's a really good point. The afternoon was beginning to creep over the city, and I needed to find Haruka. If she'd waited, that is. There you are, Gabe. I thought you died or something. I had to laugh at her hyperbole, even if it felt rough after my conversation with Isla. You'll never guess who I just saw run past. Little Miss Prissy, why isn't everything perfect? Oh, Isla. Yep. Haruka had popped the pee a little too hard, spitting in my face in the process. She failed to notice, even as I wiped my face. Yup. I never did get why you liked her. I guess she's tall and pretty and smart and smells nice, but like, what else? I narrowed my eyes at Haruka, who raises her eyebrows. What does she want? She wanted to catch me up with what she did over the holidays. And she couldn't do that here while you waited for me? I shrugged and felt immediate relief when Haruka shrugged it off. I'll just add her to my list. List of girls trying to steal you away from me. Wasn't she the first one on that list? No, that was Sakura in 8th grade. She stole my seat next to you and spent a whole class throwing candy at your desk. Oh, oops. Which got you in trouble for the candy and me in trouble for allegedly punching her. Haruka had the nerve to say allegedly when everyone had seen her sucker punch Sakura so hard her nose bled. Sakura and Haruka had a history of tension, though. Saruka tended to pick on Haruka as she'd always responded. Haruka had zero cool about the things she went through. Some would say she was passionate, but they were generous. Can we go now? We'll be here all night if we don't get going. Sure. I can't believe you remember who had a crush on me first. Oh, she wasn't first, but she was first on my list. That was very dramatic. I don't know, people seem to like you, Gabe. And my list got a whole lot bigger since yesterday. Haruka split off down the street as she lived a few houses down. That music is creepy. Is why she always collected me instead of me backtracking to her house. Plus her dad hated me, which left me home alone. I wasn't used to it. My parents both worked and were inconsistent with their hours. I'm gonna save that there. I deal with dinner later. It wasn't so scary now, being home alone. I used to hate it. The only thing I have to be afraid of is Haruka showing up out of the blue, but she stopped doing that. Unless things got out of hand at her house. But she stopped coming here when that happened. I hope that means things improved for her sake. I kicked off my shoes before I went further into the house. As my conversation with Isla resurfaced in my mind, my appetite went away altogether. I think it'd be best to ignore whatever Isla was talking about, right? What else could I do? I'm not about to pick apart those girls, and it sounded as if Isla had only heard about them. I would have noticed if something was off, wouldn't I? Plus, I'm not a police officer. I'm going to be able to crack the case. I roll my shoulder until I feel it pop. I had some history homework to do, but I'm little interested in beginning. Usually I got home much earlier, but my time with Isla had really taken away my afternoon. I'm surprised Haruka even waited for me, but then again, who knows? But then again, she knows I wouldn't leave without her. It's sweet of her to have stayed, but even if we both know she's never in a rush to go home anyway. I look at my bed, severely tempted to call it a day. Yep, there we go. A message. Oh. Is it just me or was today a waste of time? Nah, it sucked for sure. It was uneventful. Certainly not what I expected of a final year class, to say the least. Even she thinks it's a waste of time. The nerd can't even handle it. It was nice to work with Haruka, though. Well, duh. We are best friends. I let my computer sit idle as I unpack my bag. No appetite and no interest in homework. I have a few options. Binge watch something or sleep early. I guess I'll risk it and put something on. If I pass out, I pass out. With that, I changed into my pajamas and curled up in bed. I angled my laptop to watch from my bed and curled into a ball. It didn't take long for me to fall asleep, even with my hectic day with obligations overhead. Gosh, sorry. My homework was a future problem. Alright, I think this is where we're going to stop, because I don't want this video to be too long, and I got other things I need to do. But if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more. Hexvexed, this is an amazing game. I really enjoy it. But with that, bye guys.